Hello and welcome to the Operational Excellence tutorials. In this video, we'll start by looking at the process of VA and NVA analysis, which can be performed in any service, but we use it predominantly in reception and security, logistics, mailroom, and technical maintenance. In this video, we'll follow an example for the reception and security service. So firstly, open the OE Guidelines template for security and reception, and head to the tab labelled VA NVA. In here, you'll find a table which you can use as a template to carry out your own analysis. So here we have looked at the data for 3 members of staff working 12-hour shifts during the week. But to perform the analysis, we'll first need to collect some data. The first piece of data required is a list of all the tasks and activities performed by this member of staff in that position that can be measured. Take care not to miss out any activities, as it's crucial to get the most accurate data as possible. You will then need to measure the unit time in minutes spent completing these actions. You can collect this data one of 3 ways. By observing the staff member as they carry out the tasks and manually recording the data yourself. By interview, speaking to staff members, or through tools which will already have the volumes and frequencies. And then you will need to find out the average daily frequency of that action. Again, you will need to collect this data from various tools. Collecting data for fixed tasks can be relatively straightforward and is often just a case of inputting the figures into the column. But for tasks that have to be performed over a prolonged period of time or non-fixed tasks, then you'll have to manually collect the data yourself and perform a flow analysis. The processing of the entrance and exit of visitors is a non-fixed task, which can change on a daily basis. So, for this reason, you will have to perform a flow analysis. So firstly, you need to take note of how many visitors enter and exit on a half-hourly basis. 30 minutes is good, but 15 minutes is ideal. This will help us to make better use of our timings for the flow activities further down the line. But for now, total all of the processed visitors. So here we had a total of 156 visitors. Now we can add this to our NVA table. So now our table is complete. We have the total list of activities alongside the unit times and the average daily frequency. Now, all we need is the total time spent by staff to complete the activity. For this, we need to multiply the unit time by the average frequency. Now, if we look to the bottom of our table, we can see that our staff members perform a total of 1111 minutes, or 18.5 hours worth of value-added tasks. The total amount of hours worked by these 3 staff members is 36 hours, so this means that the percentage of value-adding tasks performed by staff stands at 51%. This percentage is important as it shows us that our staff have something to do only around 50% of the time. We want to improve this figure to make the best use of ours, our staff's, and our client's time. Now that we have our figures, if we filter the total time from largest to smallest, we can identify the tasks which are the most time consuming. Our goal now is to look into more detail at these tasks to ensure that they're being performed to the Sodexo standard and that they're bringing maximum value to our client. So far, we've completed a VA NVA analysis through which we've identified time-consuming processes. Our third step is to take the 51% of value-adding steps and to look at how we can optimize our performance and resources throughout the day. The goal is to create a table such as this one, and then have a graph which shows the flow of activity of our security employees throughout the week, on average, in comparison with the total available time, so we can visually identify where our resources are needed the most or where they aren't needed at all. Firstly, group all of the tasks from the NVA analysis table into different categories, such as health and safety activities, car park activities, administrative activities, etc. And then work out how long is spent carrying out those tasks at half-hour intervals, or 15 minutes ideally. So here we can see between 8 and 8:30, 2 minutes spent on health and safety, 8 spent on car park activities, 1 minute administrative tasks, 16 access management and 15 customer service, totaling to 42 minutes out of the 90 minutes available from the 3 members of staff. Once the table is complete, you can convert the data into a graph such as this one. Now we can visualize where and during what time our resources are mostly used. So there's a large gap between our available time and the time used to carry out the tasks. If we reduce the amount of staff required down to 2 from 3, we can still comfortably perform the task required whilst also increasing our value-adding percentage. So we use a value-added, non-value-added analysis to analyse a post or position quite generally. Once we've identified an individual process from this that we would like to explore in greater detail, then we can use one of our OE tools, value stream mapping. Part 2 of this video will give a demonstration on how you can plot a value stream map yourself.